Welcome to playoffs for the Beware Battle Association. We ended the season in first place, so we get to pick which team out of the other three that made it to playoffs that we play, and then the other two play each other. So I didn't want to play Kai Guy, because we lost to him earlier in the season, and I didn't want to play Fine, because he had Hera Frostmoth, which is really scary. So we ended up picking Hot Pepper. So funnily enough, all three of the other teams have a strong ice type. Either Excalibur, Kyurem, or Frostmoth. And our team only has one ice resist. But we ended up going with Hot Pepper, even though he has Excalibur. So before we start, I wanted to take a look at this. This is basically how well each Pokemon did, how many kills it got, and its differential over in this column. And Darkrai did the best out of any Pokemon this season. It got 13 kills across the season, which is more than anyone else. Only Dragapult got to double digits. And then our differential's crazy ahead of everyone else at 11, since Darkrai fainted so few times. So that's kind of fun that we had the highest differential Pokemon. Alright, so here's Hot Pepper's team again. We fought them week 6, I believe. So just 2 weeks before playing them again. As we mentioned, they have Excalibur. They also have Iron Valiant and Terra Jolteon. So again, I was mostly expecting Iron Valiant, Excalibur, Slowking, Corviknight, Clodsire, Incineroar, and Jolteon. I didn't really consider Hitmonlee or Appleton, and I didn't really consider Ditto either. But it did make me have second thoughts about running setup on any of my Pokemon, because then Ditto would be able to come in and copy it. But I was expecting 6 of the top 7 to come again. So for our team, here we start with Darkrai. Most of our team is the same as it was the first time we played against Hot Pepper. I think 5 Pokemon are the same. I think the only one we dropped was Conkeldurr for Garchomp. And most of my sets are the same. But we got Choice Scarf Darkrai, so we can always outspeed Iron Valiant, even if he's got Booster Energy or Choice Scarf. Dark Pulse hits most things. Focus Blast is for Excalibur and for Incineroar. And then we've got Trick. If we don't need our Scarf anymore, we can give it to Corviknight or Clodsire. Here we have Garchomp. We've got Earthquake, Dragon Tail, Spikes, and Substitute. Substitute is because Clodsire and sometimes Corviknight can't do a lot of damage to me. So I'm hoping to get a substitute up on one of them. Get up some hazards and then switch his team around with Dragon Tail. I had speed on Garchomp for a bit, but I think the only Pokemon I wanted to outspeed with him was Excalibur. And I thought the defense would be more helpful. So like a Poison Jab or Earthquake from Clodsire wouldn't break my sub. I think Body Press from Corviknight breaks my substitute, but not Brave Bird. Brave Bird might be close. It might be like a range, like a chance to break my substitute. But yeah, Garchomp is mostly for Clodsire and Corviknight, and then we're going to try to get up some spikes. Next is Talonflame. I believe this is the same set. We've got Flamethrower, U-Turn, Taunt, Roost. Just enough speed to outspeed Excalibur. We have Taunt for Corviknight and Clodsire. And Flamethrower just for consistent damage, because I don't want to miss Hurricane. We have Empoleon again. Max defense to take on Excalibur. We've got a Shuka Berry, so we can take one Earthquake and hit it back with Flash Cannon. And then flip turn to switch out versus like a Slowking or a Corviknight. We have specially defensive Glimmora again for Jolteon. Jolteon I don't think can really hit me with anything. Like it gets Mud Slap, but I think that's like 20 base power, so I'm not really worried about that. I did switch spikes on this for Stealth Rock. I've got spikes on Garchomp, so I can run Stealth Rock here. And we're running Corrosion again, so we can Toxic Corviknight and Clodsire. Last is Zarude with a Choice Band. We're faster than Excalibur. And we've got U-Turn, Knockoff, Crunch, and Close Combat. Close Combat is for Excalibur. U-Turn is for Momentum. If he tries to switch into like Corviknight on us, we'll be able to switch out into Talonflame or maybe even Darkrai. And we've got Knockoff to remove items and Crunch in case we've removed some items already, and then we can get a bit of a stronger hit than Knockoff. And here is my team. Okay, here's our game. My opponent brought basically what I expected. Similar team to last game. He switched out Clodsire for Incineroar. But no Ditto, no Appleton, and no Hitmonlee. I think I decided I wanted to lead Zarude because I didn't want Excalibur to lead into me and just start setting up. So he leads Jolteon, we do lead Zarude, and the only way Jolteon can knock us out is if it's Choice Specs Alluring Voice. Well, actually, I guess Choice Specs Parablast Ice might knock me out too, but it has to be Choice Specs to knock me out. So I decided to stay in. I don't want to switch to Glimmora and then him to get something in for free. And we find out he's not Choice Specs. We get a Knockoff on Corviknight, get rid of its Rocky Helmet, and we're able to bring in Garchomp. We get a Spike Up as he U-turns out, and in comes Slowking. Get up a Substitute. Let's pause that for a second. Oh, oops. Just so we can see the Substitute from the front. And he comes in, brings in Excalibur. So Excalibur gets a couple multi-hit moves, Scale Shot and Icicle Spear, which would break the Substitute and then hit Garchomp. So I do switch out here, so he doesn't knock me out. and we do see him go for a multi-hit move. But Napoleon takes that really well. And we go for Flash Cannon in case he tries to go for an Earthquake or something. I switch out on Slowking, and we take a Scald from Garchomp, but luckily it doesn't burn. And we do get another substitute. As he goes for Defog, he gets rid of our Spike. But we get another one up, and he U-turns out and brings in Jolteon. So Jolteon could have Alluring Voice, and Alluring Voice is a sound move, so it would bypass the substitute. And I think we're low enough that Alluring Voice would kill, so I am going to switch out here. And we see he's Flame Orb on Jolteon again, and he does have Alluring Voice. So he switches out, we get a Toxic onto Slowking. And we switch into Empoleon, take a Scald. And he switches out again with Chilly Reception. Back to Jolteon. Takes Spike damage, takes some burn damage. As we go to Glimmora, he switches back out to Corviknight. And we get a Toxic on it as he blows away our Spike. I think, I just get up a Stealth Rock here, so that's fine. Back to Slowking. I think we already knew he was Heavy Duty Boots, but we see it again here. Bring back Empoleon. I decide to stay in here in case he defogs, which he does, so I get a competitive boost, doubling my special attack, and with the Toxic we're able to take out Corviknight. So Iron Valiant comes in. Let's see, he's Booster Speed, so a different set than last time. I think I only need Talonflame for this, now that Corviknight's dead. So I bring in Talonflame, even if he goes for a Thunderbolt. That should be fine, we'll be able to bring in Darkrai next. And we see he has Close Combat, so it might be a physical set this time. U-turn out as Incineroar comes in, and we get Garchomp in, and we get up some hazards. Now that Corviknight's gone, he can't blow them away again. And we actually managed to take out Incineroar with an Earthquake. That did more damage than I thought it would. But we do manage to take him out. We get some more spikes. I think he was probably expecting me to switch there. But I think I decided I didn't need Garchomp anymore now that Corviknight's gone and Clodsire didn't come. And Incineroar's gone. So, yeah, and Garchomp is mostly for, he's got a lot of physical defense, so I was mostly using him for that. And his only physical attacker left is Excalibur, which is good into Garchomp. So at this point I was willing to let Garchomp faint. And we'll see here, I go for a Dragon Tail as he tries to set up. I really didn't want him to set up. Even if he went for Scale Shot, my Scarf Darkrai would still be faster. And also Empoleon would be able to take an Earthquake if he didn't raise his attack. So I really didn't want him to get a Swords Dance or start Dragon Dancing. So that's why we went for Dragon Tail there. We get our third Spike, as we get hit by another Scald, and this one does burn, so we do faint here. But we saw that Slowking's Heavy Duty Boots, we don't need to worry about a Colbur Berry. We're able to knock him out with Knock Off. And we are locked in, so we're going to switch out. And Iron Valiant goes for Swords Dance. Then he goes for Poison Jab, which is interesting that he didn't have a better move to hit Talonflame. But I guess he probably had Close Combat, probably Spirit Break to hit Garchomp, and then Poison Jab to hit Whimsicott. But we do switch out into Darkrai. We are Scarf, so we're faster. Actually, we'd be faster anyway, now that his booster energy's gone. But we take an Ice Shard from Baxcalibur, and knock it out with Sludge Bomb also. And somehow we're faster than Jolteon here. I think even like a 0-speed Jolteon with Quick Feet is faster than Darkrai. You know, I keep forgetting that Quick Feet, I think it's only 1.5 time boost to speed, not double speed. But I still think maybe he was just really slow. Anyway, I thought maybe he had the wrong ability, probably on accident. But I think that would be a really cool bluff if you have a Flame Orb Jolteon, but you're actually Volt Absorb. I don't think you would run that into me since I don't have any electric types. So I do think if he was Volt Absorb, it was probably an accident. But it's a cool thing to think about. So we do win here. And that means we're advancing to finals for next week. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.